Well, while you guys were clapping, the Rams punted 6 more times.
Really?
That's right. That's right. Last night was Super Bowl 53, and 53 is also how many people stayed awake for the whole thing. But I want to say congratulations to the New England Patriots on winning the Super Bowl. And to the Rams, who got to see a free Maroon 5 concert. It's good. That's right, the Rams only scored 3 points, and they were totally shut out in the second half. They said it was a little tough to concentrate after seeing Adam Levine's nipples. But the Rams did set a new record for punts. It's the first time I've ever seen a punter on the sideline breathing into an oxygen mask. Like, you gotta be kidding me. I'm going back in? That's right, Rams quarterback Jared Goff just couldn't score. Americans said if we want to see a football player who can't score, we'd watch Colton on The Bachelor. I mean, come on. Hey, at one point in the game, I saw Tom Brady yelled out, "Reagan, Reagan," and the Patriots ran the ball to the right. Did you see that? And then later, the Rams ran a play called Trump, and they got sacked by Nancy Pelosi.
Wow.
Well, get this, I read that over 10 million workers called in sick to work today. That doesn't include the 53 Rams who skipped work last night. Oh, hey.
Come on. Come on.
Mr.
Hey.
Sports, huh? You're being a little hard on them.
Wow.
Huh? What do I care? What do I care? I don't care. Come on, I don't care about this. They did a good job at that.
Yeah, come on. They played a game.
And Ryan Gosling was fantastic.
Ryan Gosling was great.
I didn't even know he was a quarterback.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
So exciting.
Well, late last night, a reporter in Boston was covering the post-game celebrations, and she said things were starting to quiet down in Boston. Watch this.
He said things were maybe calming down a bit. People were starting to disperse a little bit while they are coming west.
6 rings, baby.
There we go.
6 rings.
Okay, all right.
Gosh, I love Boston so much. That was actually the mayor of Boston.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I've seen him before. I've seen him on the news.
Wow.
6 rings, baby! Oh, my goodness. Well, at the end of the night, Gronk spoke about how many Super Bowl rings he's won in his career, and he had a very interesting way of breaking it down. Watch this.
So my friends and I, we were chilling, and I only played half the season the year we got number 2. So we were hanging out, and we all decided I had 1.5 rings because I only played half that season. That one, the time we won it the second time. And they said that rounds down for some reason to 1. And they said if I get 2 rings, that means I get another ring, I'll have 2.5, and that rounds up to 3, baby. So you go. I got 3 rings now, baby. Woo! I've never been...
The Rams were like, I can't believe we got outsmarted by that guy. I mean, what the hell are you talking about? What? I saw that before the game, CBS aired an interview with President Trump. He said some pretty questionable things, and while we can't filter what he says, we can filter how he looks when he says it. I'll show you what I mean. It's time for Trump filters. Here we go.
You had quite the showdown with Speaker Pelosi. What did you learn about negotiating with her?
Well, I think that she was very rigid, which I would expect. She knows that you need a barrier. She knows that we need border security. And on the 15th...
We have now set the table beautifully because everybody knows what's going on.
But I read that during the State of the Union, there's always a designated survivor who watches the speech from a secure, undisclosed location. They haven't announced who it will be this year, but some of Trump's cabinet members have spoken up to say it's not them. For example, his Commerce Secretary, Wilbur Ross, he said, "Not me. I plan to sit in the front row and slowly unwrap hard candies."
It's a word.
Here's Acting Attorney General Matt Whitaker. He said, "Not me. I've been asked to attend so my forehead can serve as a teleprompter." Up next is Secretary of Agriculture Sonny Perdue. He said, "Not me. I'll be there along with every member of my all-banjo country band." he's fantastic.
All banjo.
You get a chance, check him out.
It's a banjo army.
Next is the Director of National Intelligence, Dan Coates. He said, "Not me. I've haunted the House chamber for 30 years. My soul is forbidden to leave the building." And finally, here's Secretary of Education Betsy DeVos. She said, "I'll do it. I'll be the designated driver." Oh, I mean, that's nice.
That's sweet.
Some more news. Trump's daily schedule is just leaked, and he spends more than half of his day on unstructured executive time. Though, to be honest, executive time sounds like what your dad calls it when he takes a newspaper into the bathroom. Well, executive time. I'll see you in 20 minutes. Executive time. And get this, in a recent intelligence briefing, Trump thought Nepal was part of India. And later, Trump was like, I know exactly where Nepal is. It's right in the middle of Adam Levine's chest. Yeah, it has two Nepals. Here's another big story. New Jersey Senator Cory Booker just became the 9th Democrat to announce he's running for president. And get this, if he wins, he'd be America's first vegan president. Explain some of the campaign slogans he's been testing. Check these out. First, there's Cory Booker, let's bring salad back to the White House. Next, there's Cory Booker, even I don't know what quinoa is. And finally, there's Cory Booker, more refreshing than a tall glass of nut milk.
Wow.
Oh, you guys, I'm now being told that during that last joke, 5 more Democrats announced they're running for president, and the Rams just punted again. For fun.
Wow.
They just did it for fun. Puts a cape on,
do it, puts a
like
cape
James
on.
Brown.
Yeah.
He's like- and then he runs out and punts the ball again. That's an exciting day for him, though, right?
Well, good day for him, right? But
I mean, how many punts do you normally do in a game? 3, 4?
maybe if that, right?
6 punts in the Super Bowl?
That seems like a lot.
Just gotta be psyched, man.
I'm thinking
His
more
family,
stuff
he's
made
probably
up.
got kids. Kids like, my dad's a star. My dad's like, your dad's Tom Brady? He's like, no.
No. He's
I don't even know my dad's name. He's the punter
but he's
for
the
the
punter.
Rams.
He's the punting guy.
Yeah, whatever. Hey, it was Groundhog Day, guys, and I heard that Punxsutawney Phil did not see his shadow, which means an early spring. Unfortunately, after 20 years in the spotlight, Phil got back home, looked in the mirror, and saw a face staring back at him that he no longer recognized.
Wow.
Commit it.
Powerful.
Thank you.
That
What?
was Punxsutawney Phil.
Yeah, that was me.
He came home.
That's correct.
He'd been in the spotlight all these years.
Yeah,
And, then
just kinda
finally
hit
it's like done. It's like, okay, you're retiring. He goes home. Who
Yeah,
is
he's
he?
like,
Who is he if he
who
isn't
is he if
Punxsutawney
he's not
Phil?
the dude that comes out and says,
Yeah.
or gets dragged out?
He
honestly.
gets dragged out, but he
He's
decides.
an animal. He's just
Yeah.
kind of in his little cage
Hole
almost.
or whatever
yeah.
he lives in, yeah.
A little home, even, whatever.
He's groundhog.
Hopefully he's treated
I'm sure he's treated like a
humanely.
king.
But he's... Then a dude dressed in a top hat will pull him out of his cage,
Right, which has to be unsettling.
and he pushes him out like the Lion King.
Right.
And
And says, do you see your shadow,
he
Phil?
talks, he says English. He speaks English to
Yeah.
the animal that can't speak English.
No,
Doesn't speak our language.
no, he's an animal.
He's an animal. He's like, feed me.
Yeah.
Leave me alone.
Leave me alone, I'm
Yeah,
scared.
what do you want me to
Yeah.
do? Like
see my
sniff?
shadow, not see my shadow?
Sniff?
How do you
He's
determine
like,
if I see my...
let's see if he goes back in his cage.
Yeah, of course he is.
What kind of ridiculous thing is going on? You should be ashamed of yourself. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Oh, shit.
What?
You're right, I should be.
Yeah.
Because I am Punxsutawney Phil.
The punter for the Rams?
Yes.
I didn't know that was his name.
Yeah.
Yeah, on Groundhog Day, all eyes were on Pennsylvania's Punxsutawney Phil, but we've also got our own groundhog here in New York. It's true, his name is Staten Island Chuck. He's a little different than Phil. For instance, Punxsutawney Phil pokes his head out at first light. Staten Island Chuck smokes a pack of Parliament lights. Punxsutawney Phil is surrounded by local dignitaries. Staten Island Chuck is surrounded by 12 guys who are all named Paulie.
Paulie G, Paulie J.
Paulie.
Hey.
And finally, Punxsutawney Phil comes out to see his shadow, whereas Staten Island Chuck comes out and says, I ain't see nothing, capiche? And finally, the CEO of Hershey's says that they're fixing a way they make kisses so that the tips don't get broken off. It's a good move because nobody was buying their new product, Hershey's Just the Tips. We have a great show tonight. Give it up for Bruce, everybody.
On and on and on. I said, and it's on and on and on.